So it seems as if it is official. CM Punk will be leaving WWE after Money in the Bank. By the way, hi, long time no see. For some of you, I've been pretty much exclusive to the sideshow these last couple of weeks, but I'm back now ready to jump into this big angle with CM Punk wanting to leave WWE with the WWE Championship. I've been loving every bit of this angle, starting with the seeds that were planted at Capital Punishment, with CM Punk starting this big mystery as to what he was going to be so honest about. Turns out he challenged John Cena for the WWE Championship, and on what is supposed to be his last night in the company, Money in the Bank, he wants to leave the company with the WWE title. And how could we forget that absolutely amazing promo that he cut 2 weeks ago at the end of Monday Night Raw? My jaw was on the damn floor in amazement and shock. Like, I was thinking, like, what the hell is going on? Like, this is, it's so good, Ben, but I couldn't actually express that in any words because I was literally at a loss for words. And you guys know I can talk. I can talk 20 minutes straight on YouTube. Hell, hour and a half, 2 hours on the sideshow. But at that moment, I was at a loss for words. I did not know what to say. It was just that good. But I did know that I was in the midst of greatness. And CM Punk, he's been getting the lion's share of the attention and the praise, and rightfully so, in this whole angle, because he's been great. But I have to give props to the supporting cast also, because they've been great too. From Cena to Vince McMahon, even the announcers, they've all done great jobs at advancing this storyline and showing the importance of the WWE Championship. Like, we had the announcers bringing up historical figures like Bruno Sammartino, longest reigning WWE champion in history, Buddy Rogers, the first ever WWE champion, just showing how important that title is and why it needs to stay in the company. Then we had last week Vince, he was showing doubts in Cena that he could actually beat CM Punk and keep the championship in WWE, and Cena was like, with all that you're doing, silencing CM Punk, suspending him, you're actually devaluing the championship. So here, if you want it that bad, here you can take it. And he was about to walk the hell out. That was all great. And Cena, he kind of took 2 steps forward in my book, but he took 1 step back this week with those corny ass jokes. Why could you not leave the jokes backstage? In the first segment this week on Raw, Cena, he was cool, he was straight to the point, he was 100% serious, so he was really good then. But then in that last segment, he was cracking jokes about Vince's breath. That added nothing whatsoever to the story for me at all. It actually kind of took away from it a little bit because I didn't want to laugh at that point. I wanted them to be serious. I wanted them to give that last big great sell for Money in the Bank. CM Punk, he was flawless in doing that. Cena, he was good in some points, but I just did not like the jokes at all. I felt that they were really out of place because 1 minute you have Cena, he's so jovial and in a good enough mood to crack jokes, but then in the very next minute he's so pissed off that he wanted to sock CM Punk in the face. That was very weird to me. But yeah, Cena, those jokes were out of place. Punk, he was flawless in giving his sell. He was talking about how Cena, you know, he was comparing him to the Red Sox and comparing him to the Yankees. Basically, his whole point was Cena, you know, he's lived off of his underdog motto, never give up, and he's going from a place of fighting the establishment to actually being the establishment himself. And that's a point that I brought up many times on YouTube before. That's a point that a lot of you guys, you know, constantly bring up in the comment section, and I'm glad it finally made its way to TV and people are, you know, starting to realize that, and it was actually brought into the storylines because it gives it a great, you know, real feel to it. And yeah, I'm loving it. This week they had the big contract negotiation segment with CM Punk ripping up the proposed contract, so it looks as if Sunday will be his last night in WWE. There are a lot of ways that this thing can go. We can have Cena defeat Punk cleanly. We can have Cena win by a screwjob finish. We could have CM Punk actually walk out of Money in the Bank with the WWE Championship. We can have him win the WWE Championship but then lose it by the Money in the Bank winner cashing in. That's always a factor there. So who knows what's going to happen? You can go ahead and speculate down in the comment section below, but no matter what happens, I am super hyped for Money in the Bank, and I will be buying the pay-per-view. And if you have the means to do so, I suggest you do too. You already know we're going to get some great action with the 2 Money in the Bank ladder matches, and the Cena versus Punk build-up is so great, it's at WrestleMania levels. Like, that's how good this thing is. And with all of you marks out there talking about, oh, this is the greatest thing to happen in wrestling in the last 10 years, and CM Punk, he's a wrestling god, and he's better than Hogan, Austin, HBK, The Rock, Cena, Triple H, Ric Flair combined. And this is no joke at all. Like, we have people literally out there saying that promo 2 weeks ago, it solidified CM Punk as the greatest character of all time, and he's the greatest, and he's a wrestling god, and this is the best thing to happen in the last 10 years. Now it's a time to back those words up with action. Let's see you put your money where your mouth is. A lot of people love to holler that WWE doesn't listen to the fans. Hell, even CM Punk said it last night. But maybe it's just that you aren't speaking their language. Angry messages you send them on Twitter and Facebook in different forms and things, maybe they're lost in translation. But if you've ever found yourself saying that before, I challenge you to participate in this little experiment live right here in the moment. Open up another browser window, go to WWEshop.com and check out the top sellers. Every single category across the damn board. Women, kids, contrary to popular belief, men also, and even big and tall. Hell, there's one man dominating every single one of those categories. And take a wild guess who that is. None other than John Cena. And I know a lot of people laugh like hell and probably threw shit at the TV when last night he was standing in the same ring as CM Punk and he tried to claim that he was the best. And I actually love that. I loved it because that dude has a dedication to the business. He's one of the hardest workers in that business, and he does actually have a claim to be the best. If he didn't, his ass wouldn't be on those Collector's Cup. If he didn't, he wouldn't be on those posters, and he wouldn't be #1 all over WWEshop.com. I know there are a lot of people out there that dislike Cena. Me, not really a fan of Cena, but he is where he is for a reason. Obviously, somebody out there likes him, and hell, a lot of people do. But I won't go into too much in that topic because that's kind of getting off to what I started on, but I just needed to say that. I'll just end by hoping that Money in the Bank does a great number, and I'm hoping that anybody that has the means to buy the show, you actually do, because this will show WWE that it is successful for them to go outside of the status quo. It is successful for them to try out new things and, push new people, people like CM Punk, people who aren't perennial candidates in that main event scene up there. It will show them that it is beneficial for them to do that because that's the language that they speak. They speak that money language. And I like to point out that all of the people, like I said, they mentioned earlier that this was the greatest thing that happened in wrestling in the last 10 years. And to all of the people who simply just enjoyed the damn thing, the show is still PG. Yep, still PG. Who would have known that the content rating doesn't matter at all, and all you have to do is provide compelling, interesting, and entertaining storylines? So that's it for this video, but the conversation does not stop here because we're going into full overdrive mode this week in preparation for Money in the Bank. Of course, we have the side show this Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time on JDubShow.com, also on JDubShow.com. Sunday, an hour before Money in the Bank goes on air, I'll be doing my live pay-per-view pre-show, and I'll be giving my picks on who I think is going to win the Money in the Bank ladder matches and all of that good stuff like that. And big news. This Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time on Blog Talk Radio, Pro Wrestling Talk Radio will be returning. If you don't know what Pro Wrestling Talk Radio is, basically the PWTR show for short. It's an internet radio panel discussion all about wrestling. We get a group of passionate and dedicated wrestling fans together, and we agree on topics, we disagree, we go back and forth debating, and sometimes we even argue. A lot of my older viewers who've listened to the PWTR show before in the past, you know just how entertaining and controversial the show can be, but it's all in good fun and for a love of the business. So if you want to join in on the conversation, make sure you click that link down in the description box. Set a reminder for the show. Again, it's going to be on 6 p.m. Eastern Time on this Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time Saturday on Blog Talk Radio. And yeah, once we get things up and running back at full speed, we're going to start doing interviews with wrestlers and people involved in the business in different aspects. So hopefully you go ahead and jump on board right now and join this movement. And I'd like to thank all of you guys for watching this video and everybody that supports me in this little empire that I'm trying to build. Thank you so much. It's greatly appreciated. I told you guys I have plans to take over the world. I want to be emperor of the world, and I'm slowly starting to take it over one website at a time. So thank you for watching this video. Thanks for all of the support. I am J-Dub. Peace out.